With Dr. Lee. He's going to tell us a little bit about CTE, which is what this show is all about, what Tony Dorsett's dealing with. What's your background, Dr. Lee?
Yeah, I'm a medical doctor practicing in the Plano area, specializing in brain health is one of my specialties. So CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy, and what that means is a chronic inflammation and damage to the brain originating from trauma, and chronic means long term. So trauma can occur from many different things. Either, most commonly car accidents. People get into that, have a whiplash injury, and the head gets banged around. In Tony's case, obviously, we're talking about sports injury. And football is a very, very, physical, sometimes violent sport. And he's had many years of trauma to the brain and the head. And unfortunately, because of repetition, the brain never has a chance to heal. And that chronic damage has ended up sort of a chronic inflammatory condition. And that's what sort of encephalopathy means. So, as you know, in a normal person with a normal functioning brain, we can think clearly, we can remember things, we can plan things. If you're doing a specific task, you can concentrate on that and you finish it. There are a lot of things going on. Well, when a brain is injured, unfortunately, those kind of processes that we take for granted doesn't really happen, in a normal way. Sometimes when you're trying to do something, thinking about things, the thought pattern gets kind of disarranged. Sometimes you get distracted by small things. Your memory gets going, so you cannot really remember something, even trivial. Usually it starts out as a concussion. Your head gets banged up. You get headaches, dizziness. You can't stand straight, walk straight. Those are the early signs of concussion. If this only happens once or twice, people do heal, tend to go on pretty well. If it repeats again, those kind of sort of a breakage inside the brain become permanent, and those connections in the brain that we take for granted that enable us to think and do things become disrupted. So again, most commonly headaches, memory problems concentrating, sometimes learning disabilities, and all those kind of things can occur from very, very mild symptoms to all the way to something very chronic. And unfortunately, when CTE sets in, it tends to be progressive. It just doesn't stop at a point, but because the damage is progressive, as you get older, the neurons that can regenerate and heal, that process does not occur as easily as it should, and that damage constantly goes on and moves forward. And so, unfortunately, it can be a sort of progressive problem.
So that's what you need to look for if you have children that play sports. Go see Dr. Lee. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.